I'm forever looking for quick desserts that take no time at all to prepare and very quick to cook. And this is one of them. This is my nutmeg and coconut tart. It's kind of like a flan and a bit like a cake. Put them together, it's maybe called a flake. Anyway, this is going to be trending soon because it is that delicious. We'll start off with some butter. So you only need a small amount of butter and soften it. It needs to be really, really soft so it mixes in with our sugar. Some caster sugar. And for the first flavourings, a good amount of vanilla extract. This is a great vanilla extract, so it's got the little seeds of the vanilla through it. So about a teaspoon. To that, a good pinch of nutmeg. And you can do this with a whisk, but I've got a hand mixer here. It makes life a lot easier. And we're going to whisk this until it's light and fluffy. Okay, so that's looking really good. Now for the eggs. You need quite a lot of eggs for this, 4 eggs. And what I like to do is just crack them all in the bowl to start with, and then I'm going to add them one by one. You don't want to be adding them all at once. You just want time to incorporate each egg so it doesn't split. So last egg in, and that's just going to be really handy so I can continually mix this and little by little add the egg. Okay, now that that's been incorporated, we'll add some flour. So just plain flour for this because we don't want it to rise too much. And what I like to do is incorporate some of that flour, then a little bit of milk, more flour, then a little bit of milk. And by doing that, we're going to get a lovely batter. Okay, that's looking really good. Now we need to add some cream. Now this is what makes it really decadent and velvety. You need 1 carton, so 300 mils of thickened cream, and we'll pour that in. Then I'm going to add in my shredded coconut. And at this last stage, I like to just use a spatula just to fold through that cream. And it smells so good with that coconut and nutmeg. I told you, really easy to put together. I have a tart dish here. You can place this into any type of dish as long as it's oven proof. I like the look of the tart dish because I actually bring this to the table as is, and it's not too deep. So this is about 24 centimetres wide and about 3 centimetres deep. Okay, so you can see it fills it up perfectly. It's not going to rise too much. I've also buttered it just so it's much easier to scoop out when you're serving it. All right, this now goes into the oven, 180 degrees, and I want to cook this for about 35 to 40 minutes. You just want a slight jiggle in the center, but you still want it to be just set. Well, this tart that's a cross between a cake and a flan is looking fantastic. Look how golden it is on top. Do allow it to cool slightly when it comes out of the oven. I like to serve it warm, just like a pudding, but you can also serve this cold. So I'm just going to lightly dust it with some icing sugar. I just think this looks beautiful as is in this tart dish. I will take that to the table and let everyone help themselves. So, happy to oblige. I'm going to take a nice, generous chunk of this. You can see why I call it a cross between a cake and a flan because it's got that custard-like centre, but on the top it's super crispy like a cake. It is the best of both worlds. So I'm going to place it onto a plate. Why not? Maybe a little extra cream. I have some dollop cream, and a spoonful of that can go on top. And I like to garnish this with some berries too. So I have a combination of lovely plump raspberries. Just pop them in and around. And lucky enough to have some blackberries today. Look how large and fresh they are. What I like to do is just cut them in half just to really show off the centre of them. I love them because they're slightly sweet but also tart. So it goes really nicely with the sweetness of this nutmeg and coconut tart. That's super creamy and super easy to make. Maybe just a little more icing too, why not? Perfection.